Kia ora whānau, your boy Ifan here, trying to make great things happen, and my adventure shines brighter because of you. Today in this GONGZHEN Reflection number 6, I'm gonna go through a list of things to do with my participation in the British School of Nanjing's Career Day. I was invited by Matt, the school principal, to participate as an entrepreneur, to share how my career developed and a little bit of my life stories. And if you're interested in the comparison between Chinese education and the British style of education, if you're interested in the differences between international school and domestic schools, especially in the subject matter of visual art, then please pay attention to this video. I will try my best to improvise as someone who experienced both sides. Before moving forward to the more pragmatic, realistic topics, I want to take the opportunity here and say thank you to the school principal Matt and Laurie, who organized the monthly heads up for English speakers in Nanjing to have a place so that there are interesting opportunities emerge. Me and Matt, we met in Laurie's events. We communicated about perspective in education. I'm a deep believer in the project lead, self-directed education, and coming from a design and art background, I really appreciate how they shaped my way of dealing with the world. Therefore, I'm super interested to see the trend of education and how it is developing from the old paradigm and how is it fitting in the Chinese society and how can it be beneficial for the wider population across the globe. So these topics always fascinate me. Matt told me he's really proud about the British School of Nanjing for how creativity and art, including drama, music, performance, and design, how those things helped shaping the strengths of his school. I was fascinated by that, and I wanted to interview him, but before that even happened, he invited me with such courage because I don't think he knows me really well. And even after the event, he was like, I still don't quite understand what Ifan is doing. It makes total sense because I wasn't paying too much attention at telling the story of what I'm going to do. Anyway, I think it doesn't really matter at this stage, even though I know what I'm doing very well. So let's begin. We had a wonderful event because Matt invited 16 people from different backgrounds. We have people who's just started their business like me. We have more established entrepreneur. We have people who worked in very established commercial museum. And we have engineer who is running international companies solving problems in both of the commercial and environmental settings. We have doctors, we have researchers, people who are studying ecology and life science, specialized in protein. And we have lawyers, we have architects. We have senior managers works for the investment bank. Apparently, according to the school's feedback system, we get to know that 72% of the kids changed their old way of thinking in the area that they are interested. And we got 7.39 out of 10. And I hope the kids who listened to my speech gave me higher marks than that. I like how the school gave the young kids a chance to provide feedbacks to the guest speech. I would say that's a huge differences in the education in comparison to the ordinary high school or ordinary middle school that you have in mainland China. There are lots of surprises. It's more than me providing information. I got a gift from the school. I got this beautiful Chinese New Year themed coffee cup and teacup. See? It's very cute, right? There's a snake around the body of the cup. We have a baby version of it as well. Beauty, very cute. My partner really likes it. Coming back home, sharing these experiences with my partner, and she's like, wow, I can already tell the differences between this international British and maths personalized way of dealing with education and schooling in comparison to the middle school and high school that we would normally encounter in China. The second gift I received from one of the teachers in the school is a ceramic art book. The title of the publication is Full Circle, and it was gifted by the artist himself. This book published ceramic works for two artists in the UK. One is Ashley Howard and the other one is Martin Longley. And this note, this gift card, and this ceramics, beautiful, right? Is from Longley, and Mr. Longley is the most respected art teacher and the dean of the art department. He has a very interesting life story. He wasn't having a linear or privileged life, but he ended up becoming a legendary art educator and artist. I think he has an eye for interesting people as well. He invited me to stay. He wants me to participate in one of his senior year's art class. By doing so, I was given this opportunity to have a closer look at not just their education system, but also how each student put their personality and characters into this A-level visual art system. Very exciting to see how those kids, they are preparing for their uni application at the same time exploring the inner world. And I don't think the ordinary high school education system in China provide this unique experiences and growing processes. One of the students started from massive brush strokes and abstract patterns, doesn't have too much meanings but lots of emotions and actions. Then from there she moved into social realism. She combined painting elements, the experimental aspects, the societal aspects with her insights. Being a fairly privileged student, are paying attention to the reality. By learning from that example, I had a closer look into the A-level education system, and apparently they start from some generic but interesting keywords, and they starting to have a very self-directed, interest-driven period of time where they are looking for things that really attract their attention. And then they're starting to develop bits by bits, whether it's colored or how to draw, how to take photos, so the techniques. And then they're asked to write a 3,000 word essay. Then this essay, they formulate a formal idea and discussion, like how can you bring things that are outside of your life, outside of your personal experience, into your art making reality. And the final major art piece only worth around 20% of their final marks. The process is the most important part. That's just visual art and design, I guess, in general. One of the kids wanted to be a product designer, but I did not see it coming until the very last artwork. He started from looking at plants and the structures that come with plants, the web and light, reflections and color and texture, and eventually he turned very abstract and personalized experiment into something very functional out of his own interest. So there's a balance between qualification and quantification and the personal experiences and personal interests that really impresses me. And I think every kid deserves a journey like this. Maybe we're not living in an era that we can provide enough for the younger generation, but I will say from a very rational point of view, I think the ability to develop ideas from somewhere and ended up in somewhere completely different, at the same time combine information in a very self-expressive and artistic manner, that's a very general quality. It should be developed, it should be preserved, but unfortunately in my history I did not have that until I decided to go overseas. A lot of memories fly back to me. I was a visual art tutor working for Taylor's College, Auckland, foundation year for around 2.5 years. I had my good times. I know how valuable this kind of education can be. In the Western education system, people used to really focus on the concept called STEM, S-T-E-M. Stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Now it's called STEAM. We put the A, which represent art and and it's everywhere across the school campus. You can see how industrialized education system is slowly progressing into somewhere more expressive, more experimental, more holistic, and I believe it's not just a UK thing, it's not just a European thing, it's actually everywhere. And we will see that in the development of Chinese history. It surprises me how the Chinese kids are really paying attention to a lot of things. One of the female students that I encountered was addressing gender issues and mental health issues. It really raised up the quality of the thinking, and it requires greater attention from the educators. Maybe I should stop talking about this and concentrate on what GONGZHEN is about. Okay, now you have STEAM. Imagine there is a world where you have unlimited amount of power and unlimited amount of computational power, which means that energy supply and the technology used to capitalize on those energy to manipulate information has infinite amount of potential. We still need representations to create a sensible way of communication. It's not robotic. It has both emotional and intellectual potentials. Now you need softwares to capitalize this level of computations and this amount of energy. An algorithm to negotiate, to create storytelling paradigm. I will do things based on this sort of thinking, the combination of engineering and artistic creativity to not just give people freedom to express, but also create something that's functional for the education system or for other purposes. A lot of representations and platforms for that, obviously. Maybe I have the algorithm, maybe I have the character design, maybe I have the storytelling, but one person is not enough for the accomplishment of my vision and mission for GONGZHEN. What matters now is that I'm using my time, experiment with ideas, meeting people, talk to different people, and at the same time, spread out the vision and mission, which is quite abstract at the moment. Capitalize the time I spent in those seemingly random activities to get to know reality a little bit more. I can make money by being a freelance designer, event organizer, brand specialist. All of those things, they need sales channel and marketing channel. So GONGZHEN.Creat is a place where I combine them all together. What's matter now is that I'm creating, I'm meeting people. I am building skills. I'm crafting my skills. I'm crafting my ability to speak in front of the camera. And all of those things gonna add up and boost up the probability of me become a successful entrepreneur. As long as I'm creating opportunity to meet people, to find people with similar interests. As long as I am improving in both of my professional skills and my skills as an entrepreneur, I am happy. And that's the story of GONGZHEN.Creat. Thank you. I hope you enjoy this. I hope I make things clear, but even if I'm not making things clear, it's part of the process, isn't it? And once again, thank you very much, Matt, Martin, and Laurie, and all the other people. I'll come back later. See you.